So I wanted to welcome everyone to our Meet The Optician series, and we're featuring Dibby this month. She's definitely a familiar face in the optical field. She's currently the president of the Opticians Association of America, and she's paved the path for a lot of opticians in our career. So I wanted to highlight her for that reason, but also because she's currently working on a leadership conference with the OAA, and it sounds really exciting, so I can't wait to talk about that.
Awesome. So great to see you all.
How long have you been in the industry, and what led you to become an optician?
So I have been in the industry for 41 years.
Wow.
And I think I stumbled into the industry like I think most opticians have, unless their family members were in the field. I graduated from Clark University in Worcester in 1980, and with a degree in political science, specializing in the Chinese Revolution. And then, shock, I couldn't find a job in my field. After 3 months, my father said to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, here's your student loan. And I was like, I have a student loan? I didn't know I had a student loan. It was $84.06, which I remember.
Oh my God.
And it sounds like, I know it sounds like nothing to everybody, but I promise you, it was like $84,000 at the time. Yeah. So I knew I had to, go out and get something. So I took a job as a receptionist for an optometrist. Okay. And that's how I started. And I started working for him and in the office, and I eventually became the optical manager.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And a few years later, I worked for a fabulous gentleman, Al Sharstanian, and Al said to me, young lady, if you are going to be a woman in this business and be successful, you have to be licensed. So he said, I'm going to pay for your test, I'm going to buy you your book, and I'm going to tutor you. And he did all of those things for me. And I took the test. I think I was 8.5 months pregnant with my first child during a blizzard.
So not much was going on then.
Not much was going on. But he was just an amazing mentor, and he really changed my life.
That's really cool. I feel like there are a lot of opticians that this just kind of fell into their life, and it became something pretty big. So that's really cool that.
And I think part of the reason for that is because it is not well known, and that's a subject for another time. But this is something that we're always working to try to teach people about what opticianry is. And as that becomes more prominent, people will grow up and say, "Yeah, I want to be an optician when I grow up."
You've been involved with your state association and now Opticians Association of America. What kind of prompted you to take that journey and become involved?
Well, I'll be completely honest with you. It was 100% self-serving. When I was working with Dorigo, somebody invited me to the Opticians Association of Massachusetts board meeting. And honestly, the only reason I went is because I thought I might get some business. But that's the truth. But what I found when I went there was so completely different than what I thought. It was these incredible group of people, incredible group of people that were so hardworking and so caring for our profession. And I just got hooked. So I never left.
That happens easily at those meetings. I agree. That's how I fell into it as well.
Very inspiring.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's your favorite quote, and why is it your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is from my favorite poet, who is Mary Oliver. And it is, tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
I love that.
Yes. And the reason I love it is because I do feel like life is wild and precious, and you have to be careful and choose wisely, and there's so much to explore and so much to do. I'm the type of person that thought of being bored, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I like books, I want to learn to paint, I want to learn the piano, all of these things. I felt like that quote really covered that.
I really love that. I've never heard that quote before. When you're not doing all of your projects for Opticians Association of America and being involved in Massachusetts, what's your favorite way to spend your time outside of that?
Well, I am very domestic. I am. It's a funny thing because a lot of people aren't, but I love domesticity. I love being home. I love decorating. I love working in the yard. I have a huge garden, vegetable and perennial. So all of that is interesting to me. But I would have to say the number one thing is cooking. I love to cook. I love to explore food, different tastes, different types of food, try new recipes, make things up. So that's really my passion. I'm hungry all the time, so that definitely helps. But I do love to cook, and I love to entertain.
Yeah, and so I assume you've had a lot of time to hone that skill even more with the pandemic and spending more time at home.
I have, and I'm actually seriously considering writing a cookbook. Probably just for my family, but yes, yeah.
That would be cool.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It would be a fun project.
That would be something that would be really cool to pass down in your family too. I think that would be very well loved.
Mother wrote a cookbook, and we never read it until after she passed away. And we found it afterwards, and it's a series of vignettes about our lives growing up with recipes in it. And it was such a beautiful thing to find.
Wow.
Love these stories that we lived, but she wrote down, and yeah, it's quite something.
That's incredible. That is really special. What's a fun fact that most people don't know about you?
Probably that growing up I was a hippie, because I don't necessarily think I look like a hippie anymore, and I probably don't really sound like a hippie anymore, but I do promise you there's that inside this older woman. It's still there inside.
Well, I can see the part where you're working towards making sure that people are passionate and excited.
That feeling that you can change something. That you can, if you work hard enough and you get people involved and organize, you can actually change something. And I think that just never went away.
It's hard to believe in yourself and know that you are important.
And when you see the results, in our industry, when you see that when we pull our voice together and something changes, it's very, very exciting to see.
And I think that leads us perfectly into, I really want to know more about the Opticians Associations of America leadership event that's happening the 21st of this month.
It's a Sunday, 9 to probably 4 o'clock. Okay. And yes, we're super excited. So we have this leadership conference every year, and generally, it's face-to-face. Predominantly state leaders from around the country get together and kind of work with each other and say, what does your state do here? What do you do here? National leaders kind of share what they've been working on. And this year we were faced with the dilemma of, okay, here we are, what are we going to do? And we, sort of held our noses and jumped and said, okay, we're going to do a virtual conference. And it has been a tremendous amount of work because it's so different, because we're flexing muscles that we have never used before. But it is very exciting. We have some unbelievable talent, lots of national speakers that have volunteered their time to come and talk to opticians during that day. So normally we have tracks of a state leadership track, breakout sessions, and a national leadership. But this year we decided to add a personal growth and leadership in the workplace. And we wanted to do that because this year we want every optician to come, because we really feel like there's an opportunity for professional and personal development here. And I think it's going to be amazing. We have 16 breakout sessions for people to choose from. So, if you come, and obviously there's only 4 that you'll be able to take during the day, you do have 3 months in order to go back and see the ones that you weren't able to see before. But I think it's going to be really special. We haven't all of us been together for a long time, and I think because of that, it's going to be particularly sweet to have time together, opticians. Normally what we do as opticians is we get together for CEs, and that's great, and it's important, and it's valuable, but we're usually targeting something specific. What are we looking for? We have to get 5 NCLEs. I have to get, 3 ABO advanced, or whatever it happens to be. So you don't always have a broad choice of what you want to actually spend your day on. This time you do. This is not a CE event. You can actually go in and say, I'm going to spend the day really on figuring out how I can be a better leader at my workplace, or personal development or state or national. So we're really excited about it. I hope everybody will consider. It's not expensive. It's $99. I promise you, I can absolutely 100% promise you all that you will not be sorry you went.
Sounds like it's a lot of fun. I personally went to the in-person leadership conference before, and that was incredible, but it's hard because traveling for some people just isn't an option, or it's expensive and it takes time away from their family. So the opportunity for more people to really see how much leadership can impact your passion and your excitement and the way that you connect with people, I think is going to be really exciting.
We're thrilled. So we hope that as many people as that this reaches, that people will sign up and give it a try. And as I said, I don't think anybody will be sorry that they signed up.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your extraordinarily busy day to sit with us and just say hi to everyone. I appreciate it.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thrilled to see you, Jax, and hopefully I'll see you all there.
Absolutely. Have a great day, Dibby.
Thank you so much.